How about those Devils? How about those Devils?
How about those Devils? Welcome back, Devils fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with a friend. Thank you very much. And the New Jersey Devils headed to Columbus for a showdown with the Blue Jackets. Major playoff implications on the line, looking to bounce back from the stinker in Pittsburgh the other afternoon. And your New Jersey Devils survived an absolute onslaught to escape with a 2-1 victory. I must ask, I must know.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? What a wild one this was. Barely escaping with the win, as I had mentioned, by the skin of their teeth. If it wasn't for jakeallen, this one could have been a blowout, honestly. Ugly third period, but they found a way to win. That is all that matters. 2 massive points, increasing the cushion between us and the Blue Jackets as we desperately try to hang on to that third in the Metro spot for the playoffs. Blue Jackets took a large hit to their dreams. Looks like they're going to be battling it out for a wild card spot. Not our problem. Hopefully we finish with that third spot in the Metro and have a nice redemption match with the Carolina Hurricanes. But we get to the game. First period, kind of lethargic for the Devils. We've seen first periods all season that are less than inspiring. For whatever reason, the Devils not a great first period team. Got outshot by a margin of 8-5 in that first period. Couple chances, couple missed nets, some missed opportunities, but all in all, a pretty tight playoff game as we all expected. I mean, this one was huge. Scoreless first period, we go to the second. Timo Meier gets the puck at center ice and just makes a power move, just cuts from the left wing, cuts across the ice, goes to the middle, goes to his backhand, and finishes right through the wickets, trucking over the goaltender Greaves and the net in the process.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Timo Meier, the March of Meier continues. Timo Meier registers his 20th goal at 13:35, assisted by Nason and Nico Hischier, gives the Devils the 1-0 lead, and what a big boy move. Folks, for all of you that have been talking smack on Timo Meier, you know your boy Ace here is the president of the Timo Meier fan club, and this man is a bull. One of the few bulls we have in the lineup. That was a big boy play he made there, using the size and power to get to the net and just running over everything. The goalie and the net, finishes on the backhand. What a beautiful goal for Timo at 13:35, giving the Devils the 1-0 lead. And after that, I was freaking out. Obviously, 1-0 lead for the Devils in a huge game like this. Exciting times, and obviously, being a Timo fan, love to see the March of Meier continue. And right away, I thought to myself, let's get another one. A 1-goal lead in a game like this on the road is not too comfortable. I want another one. The Devils did not take long. A mere 39 seconds later, Devils dump it in. The goalie, Greaves, comes out to play the puck behind the net. He fumbles it a little bit, and it comes right out to Jesper Bratt, who immediately pounces on it and fires it into the net from the sharp angle.
Jesper Bratt, tit-a-tat, where my boy at?
Where my boy at? Jesper Bratt gets his 20th at 14-14 from Dumoulin and Glass, giving the Devils the 2-0 lead. And at this point, I'm elated. I mean, clearly the game's not over yet, but 2-0 late into the second period, I was feeling it, and wow. What a goal by Bratt. What a horrible play by their goaltender to try to come out there and play the puck. I think he thought he was Martin Brodeur or something back there trying to do some stick handling. It didn't work out for him. Bratt buries it in the empty net. Devils up 2-0 after 2. Second period, much closer. Shots, 12 for the Devils, 14 for the Blue Jackets. And wow, heading into the third, up 2-0, I was like, just find a way. And I expected the Blue Jackets to come out and come strong in that third period in front of the home crowd. And they did. Way more than I ever would have anticipated, to be honest. The Devils kind of fell back on their heels and were just getting dominated for the entire third period. If it wasn't for jakeallen, this would surely have been a loss. But jakeallen stood on his head. And at 13:24, Blue Jackets get into the zone. They throw the puck towards the net. It bounces off a couple guys or sticks, and Olivier gets it in the slot and buries it for his 16th of the season, cutting the lead to 2-1. And at that point, I'm like, oh boy, there's 6.5 minutes left. I started sweating. I started getting very nervous. The Blue Jackets were dominating the entire third period up to that point. It seemed inevitable that they were eventually going to get one. They finally did. And once Olivier scored, the crowd went ballistic, and they stayed in a frenzy for the rest of the game. Playoff-like atmosphere for sure, both on the ice and in the stands. and the Blue Jackets just did not let off the gas. They kept coming in waves. The Devils looked like they were in survival mode, and Jake Allen stood on his head. There's nothing more you could say about Jake Allen. 24 shots on goal for the Blue Jackets in the third period alone. My God, that's like a game output. 24 shots in the third period. Insane. Completely insane. Down the stretch, they had tons of chances, a lot of heart attack-inducing moments. Shout out to the Tatar line. They had a big shift with about 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes, something like that, to go in the third period, where they just cycled the puck around a couple times, and then they just pinned it against the boards and just chewed up precious clock down the stretch. Kind of took the momentum away from the Blue Jackets. And wow, what a survival. Absolute survival. It's the only way you could put it. The Devils were thoroughly dominated in that third period, and without Jake Allen, the game was an easy loss. But sometimes you got to win ugly, and tonight was a beautiful, ugly win. Beautiful because we got the 2 points. Ugly because of how it played out. The 3 stars of the game, Olivier got the 3rd star with his 1 goal. The 2nd star from your New Jersey Devils, number 28, Timo Meier with a big goal on the night. And the number 1 star, which was never in question, Jake, the Snake, Allen. 45 saves on 46 shots. Wow, oh wow. What more can I say about Jake Allen? He's been super solid for the Devils all season, despite some of the naysayers, which, I don't even know where some of the negativity is coming from. Jake Allen has been solid in net for the Devils all season. He's been deserted by the team in plenty of his starts where they gave him no goal support, and he lost a bunch of games that he should have won. But tonight, Jake Allen held down the fort and stole this game. This was a stolen game by Jake Allen. No doubt about it. Almost any other goalie on the planet is losing this game. 46 shots is criminal. The fact that the Devils got so outworked in that third period is discouraging, but in the end, a win is a win. I'm going to be happy for it, but obviously, got to fix that third period. I mean, we just sat back and just were in complete survival. We go to the game stats. Devils with 20 shots on goal. The Blue Jackets with 46. Devils with 46% of the faceoffs. Blue Jackets with 54%. Devils go 0 for 1 on the power play. Blue Jackets also go 0 for 1. Devils with 15 hits. I would like to see the hit count way up. Heavier, edgier, more violent. 15 hits. You got to be preparing for playoff hockey. And if we do, in fact, have that showdown with the Hurricanes, it is going to be a nasty, nasty war. Blue Jackets, 25 hits. Devils with 22 block shots. The Blue Jackets with 14 block shots. Devils with 19 giveaways. The Blue Jackets with 16 giveaways. Devils with 3 takeaways. And the Blue Jackets with 6 takeaways. And this one was a game where, quite frankly, we did not deserve to win. We did not. But you got to win some games like that. How many games have the Devils lost this season where after the game you're like, damn, we definitely played good enough to win that, and we just didn't because we got unlucky? It was our turn last night. The Blue Jackets got unlucky, and they ran into Jake Allen. We finally goalied someone, and Jake Allen completely just out of his mind. Cannot say enough superlatives about Jake Allen. He was the difference maker in this game, and it is going to be interesting to see how the Devils handle goaltending going forward. I still believe in Jacob Markstrom. As many of you know, I am a huge fan of Marky's. I was super jacked when the rumors started surfacing last season that the Devils might be interested in getting him. I wanted him then. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. When the rumors resurfaced in the summer, I was super pumped about that again, and we finally got him, and I was elated. I told everyone he's going to be great for this team, and through January, he was phenomenal. A big part of the early success of this team, and I had him as the MVP through January. Unfortunately, he suffered that injury and missed 5 weeks. And since he's come back from that injury, he has not looked like the same guy. Now, I'm hoping, really, really hoping, that in time, maybe a couple more games and some more practices, he gets back to the level we saw him playing at in December and January, because he was a legitimate Vezina caliber goaltender. He was in the conversation. He was likely going to get a nomination, and we need him to get back there. He's obviously struggled since coming back from the injury. I don't want to make excuses. I don't want to speculate too much. Maybe he's still injured to some extent. I don't really know. Maybe it's a little mental. Maybe it's a combination of both. But either way, he has not been able to return to the level we saw before the injury, and it's a real concern. We're coming down the stretch here, 13 games left. Everyone is precious. The points are oh so necessary, and we don't have a lot of room for error here. And so I'm very curious to see how the Devils handle this going forward. I do believe Markstrom will play Thursday night at the Rock against his former team, the Flames. I do think that that's probably going to happen. I wouldn't be shocked if Allen starts, but I do think it will be a Markstrom game if I had to predict. And hopefully he comes out and looks dominant again, because if he does struggle, it's not going to be good. We're running out of time, and at some point, the Devils are going to have to make a decision who is going to be the guy for the playoffs. And as it stands right now, if I'm being honest, I would have to say it's probably Jakeallen as of this very second. Now, a lot can change. 13 games left. You know, Markstrom could come on super strong and look like the guy we saw in December and January. Allen maybe gets inconsistent and falters a little bit. Who knows? But there's 13 games left. Too early to call at the moment. I'm rooting for Markey. He came here trying to chase a cup with the Devils. It would be super unfortunate if this injury is really that much of a hindrance and he can't get back to where we saw before the injury. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that he could get his game back, and I think he's going to get that start Thursday night at the Rock against the Flames, and hopefully he gets some payback. As you all remember, that Flames game on the West Coast road trip earlier in the season was 0-0 with like 5 minutes left in the game, and 2 former Devils connect to give us the loss. Kevin Ball floated one from the blue line, and Blake Coleman scored the goal to give the Flames the 1-0 lead with like 5 minutes left. That was a super painful loss. Would love to see us avenge that, and would love to see Markstrom stand on his head and stone his former club. But it's all very interesting. Lots of decisions as we head towards the playoffs here, and this was a massive win. We finally put a little more distance between us and the Blue Jackets. Obviously now beating them last night and the week before is massive. 2 head-to-head games where we beat them and gave them 0 points. Cannot stress the importance enough. Devils now 13 games left. Through 69 games have 80 points. And the Rangers, 68 games, 72 points. So they have 1 game in hand. Even if the Rangers won their game in hand, we would still have a 6-point lead on them. And then the Blue Jackets, through 67 games, have 70 points. So if they won both of their games in hand, we would have a 6-point lead over them as well. But it's going to be close. No one's going to give up and die. All of these games are valuable. The Devils need to go into every single game like a playoff game, and I'm hoping we see some faster starts. Last week against Columbus, we broke out for 3 goals in the first period. I would love to see the team come out on fire, smashing people, embrace the heavier, edgier, more violent game that we saw earlier in the season, and get some goals on the board early. The Devils really do look like a different team when they're playing with a lead, and it's going to be very crucial down this next 13 games. And it's going to be very crucial in the playoffs when the ice shrinks and everything is just magnified. Every mistake is magnified. Chances are harder to come by. I just need playoff hockey so bad, guys. You have no idea. This past 2 years since our last playoff appearance, it seemed like an eternity. It really has seemed like an eternity, and it's looking like our fate is going to be a first-round matchup with the Carolina Hurricanes, and how juicy it is. How juicy it is to get a first-round rematch against the guys that bounced us out in the second round of that 22-23 season. Would love to see us get some retribution and payback on them. They've owned us forever. I would love to knock them out. It would feel so good. Would love to see the former Canes play a big role in it. Stefan Nason, Brett Pesce, even Eric Halla. Would just love to see the former Canes come back to haunt them, but we got to get there first. So far, so good. 4-1 in the last 5. I can't say that I thought this was going to be a reality after the thrashing we took at the hands of the Jets on home ice just about a week ago. I was at a very low point of life after that game. It was deadline day. I was very disappointed in the deadline acquisitions overall, and then we got thumped badly by the Jets, and I thought it could have been the beginning of the end. But this group is resilient, showed some heart, showed some fight. We've gone 4-1 in our last 5 now. And they just got to keep it rolling. Just got to keep it rolling. Who knows? Maybe eventually before the season is over, we'll get the elusive 4-game winning streak. Maybe, just maybe. But let me know what you thought about this game in the comments. Anything, everything Devils hockey, just throw it out there in the comments. I enjoy talking to all of you, but I'm still fired up from this one. What an amazing win for the New Jersey Devils. But I'll be back soon. If you're newer to the channel, poke around, check out some of the videos I put out recently. There's one about Jesper Bratt that really shows how good he's been for the past 4 seasons in Devils historical context amongst the greats of the franchise. Definitely check that out. I'll put the link in the description. I got a bunch of stuff in the works. I'll be coming out with some new stuff in the next few days. Be back for the post-game lives after every game. Obviously, I'll put a link to the post-game show from this game in the description as well. Check that out if you haven't seen one of those. And I'll be back, guys. I am super pumped. We are heading towards the final stretch here. We need to lock this playoff spot up, and we need to get in the dance and go on a run. Why not us? Anything could happen. Man, it would be so nice to go on a deep run out of nowhere. Oh, I'd love to see it. But that's it. That's all I got for now. Thank you all for watching. I love you all. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go.